Hi, folks. In this video, we'll discuss two really important concepts in conflict studies, interests versus positions. And by the end of this video, and after you have read the text on the page and the assigned readings, you should be capable of filling out question 4 in the worksheet. So, interests versus positions. Y'all, I want to start by just saying, knowing what we want in conflict and in life is really hard. And the concepts of interest versus positions get to the heart of this difficulty. So a position is often what people lead with in a conflict. And they're like, this is what I want to have happen. This is what I want the outcome to be. And it's usually very concrete, specific, like I want a raise and a new title. It's sort of the proposal. And interest, by contrast, is the thing that is underlying and motivating our positions. So it's, I desire financial security. I desire recognition in this company. I want to be able to tell my family and friends that I was good enough at what I did, that I got a promotion this year, maybe because I'm feeling inadequate in other areas of my life, right? Like those are interests, which can often be separated from the position. It may not even be that like getting what we want in terms of a position will even address our long-term interests. It's not, or our short-term interests. It's not, there's not a one-to-one relationship between those two things. And also it's the case that there may be ways of addressing our interests that are separate from our positions. Like perhaps a boss could say to somebody who's trying to negotiate for a higher salary, like, you know, I can't give you a percentage increase, but there's a potential for a year-end bonus, or have you considered applying for a job in this other department? I think you would be a really good candidate, and it would come with a new title and a raise change, even though I can't do it within this department. Those sorts of things could address interests, even if they are not about responding directly to a position. The last thing I want to say here, because I think it's a pretty straightforward concept, is that interests aren't always selfish or even material. Like something that might be really important to me is that everybody in my organization be treated fairly. Or it might be important to me, like let's say I'm a nurse, and one of the things I care most about in my work is that I have enough time to make sure that patients feel like they are cared for emotionally as well as physically. Like I need to be able to really get to know them and say a kind word and pop my head in to just give them a little bit of encouragement. And so if I'm having to see so many patients that I don't have time to offer that kind of patient care, then my interest in having that sort of relationship is being undermined. So you can have very laudable interests. Interests are just the things that you care most about. We're used to thinking about the term interest and self-interested in economic terms, but it's a much, much broader conflict in conflict studies. All right. Good luck with that worksheet.